Is she thinner than me?
You have a lot in common.
So she's not younger than me, she's not skinnier than me, and she's not prettier than me. Then why couldn't it just be me?
But she's softer than you. She's quieter than you. She doesn't yell at me. She doesn't call me an idiot or tell me to shut up all the time. She listens to me. She's nice to me. She doesn't make me faint.
Evening. Welcome to another episode of the Lover's Heart blog. I'm sorry it's a bit late, but I just had to do this video. I saw this video online and the quality is very poor, but it's like a 15-second video, but it says so much about what some of the things I wrote in the book. And so I'm going to do what we call my reaction to this video and just watch it along with me. It's an amazing video, and I'm going to stop and highlight every section of it that I think that the Lord wants me to highlight, and that's what I'm going to do today's The Lover's Heart. So watch it with me.
Is she thinner than me?
Is she prettier than me, or is she better than me, or is she whatever than me? It is shocking how many times men leave something that is amazing 80% at home and chase after something that is not half as amazing as what they have at home, 20%. What's that funny thing they say in the movie, don't leave your 80% because of the 20 that is not available and chase after 20% when 80% of it is not available, something like that. And you'd be shocked. And this is the reason behind so many of the rejection people feel, because you look at the person that your partner cheated with, or you look at the person that your partner has moved on with, and it judges you, it makes you feel horrible. And so she's asking, is she prettier than me? You cheated with somebody, you walked out of our relationship, and these are not believers, so their circumstances are different, but it still doesn't mean, it still holds just that deep depth of importance. Is she prettier than me? Now, the second thing about it is this, that especially those that think they are pretty or they are cute or they are handsome begin to have this air of satisfaction. You should be satisfied with my beauty. You should be satisfied with the glory that I know I have. And the tendency is to lose sight of what that person wants. Your glory is nothing. That's why love languages are different. Your glory, the moment you get to the place where you think that person should be satisfied with your glory, that person should be satisfied with what you bring to the table. I am educated. I have a good job. I have a good house. I have a good car. I bring so and so amount of money, and or sometimes I bring more money to the table than even he or her, and I am this, I'm pretty, I'm gorgeous. I know how to treat a man. I know how to do this. I know how to cook. Anything you become so full of in relationship, especially in Christianity, you lose sight of what the other person wants, even if it's as stupid compared to what you bring to the table. Even if it is as stupid as what you bring to the table, or even if it is more stupid than what you bring to the, if it is worthless compared to what you bring to the table, as long as it does not meet that person's need, you haven't done what God has called you to do. You haven't been a lover, a spouse, a partner, a friend. We're going to find this out. Let's watch a little bit more of the video. Here's what she says.
You have a lot in common.
So she's not younger than me, she's not skinnier than me, and she's not prettier than me. Then why couldn't it just be me?
She's not younger than me. She's not prettier than me. She's not skinnier than me. Why couldn't it just be me? You know, in verse 4 of the Song of Solomon, I talk about where she says, verse 4 and 5, where she says, I am dark but comely. And one of the things I highlight is that God wants us, you know, if you want to grab relationships and hold on to them and get the best out of relationship, begin to see yourself like the Shulamite woman saw herself. She said, I am dark but comely. You know, and that changes our perspective of ourselves. You know, she said something further down the road, which I will get to, that will bless you if you have a humble heart. I was going to say this. Do you know what the greatest reason for divorce is? The biggest reason for divorce. It's more than any other reason on earth. Here's what it is. Irreconcilable differences. So an irreconcilable differences means two or three things. Number one, it means that the two of you that saw yourself as fit for each other have come to a point where you don't see yourself as fit for each other anymore. That's one. Number two, it also means that my position is so important to me that I cannot move from it. That's what irreconcilable difference is. That's what irreconcilable difference is. And hear me, there might be truly, and not that there might be, there are truly some irreconcilable differences. But when it comes to the covenant of marriage and love, when it comes to the covenant of relationship, the standard of getting to that place of irreconcilable differences is a Herculean mountain to climb. It shouldn't be that easy to get to a place where you tell yourselves we have irreconcilable differences. I said this in one of my books, not in the Lover's Heart book, but I think I said it in the Identity Code book, or I might have mentioned it also in the Heart of a True Lover. I said, I want to be like Christ. Every Christian wants to be like Christ. But answer me this riddle me this question, or answer me this riddle. How come two people who want to be like Christ have irreconcilable differences? Hello? Does that make sense? There's three people. There's me, there's another person, and there's Jesus Christ. I want to be like Christ. You want to be like Christ. But we two cannot be together because we have there's something, we are so different that it cannot be reconciled, but we both want to be like him. I don't know how that makes sense.
What's going on, Pastor Henry? My name is Josiah Williams. I've been hearing good things about this book that you are sharing with the world. Congratulations on the release of that. I think it's incredibly important. My wife and I, we took some time before we got married to do some reading, to do some digging, and just to prepare us for what we were committing to. So regardless of where people are in their stage, whether they're single, dating, in relationship, married, wherever you at, I always feel like it's very important to just think about what you're getting ready to commit to. So congratulations on that. And to anybody else who happens to be watching this video, make sure you get that book, send it all the way to the top of the charts. You know what I mean? Like the New York Times best-selling list. It should be up there immediately. Send me one. I mean, you know what I'm saying? If I gotta go out and buy it, I'll do what I gotta do. But I would hope that we're here now that you can just go ahead and slide me one. But either way, you know, we'll be able to support, and I'm just super excited and super thankful for you. God bless you. God bless your ministry. And hey, we'll be here for the next book.
You cannot be together because we have there's something, we are so different that it cannot be reconciled, but we both want to be like him. I don't know how that makes sense. And one of the ways to overcome that quagmire is to come to relationships with that mindset that we see in Song of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 4 and 5. Let me read exactly what it says. Verse 5. I am black, King James Version. I am black but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. Let me read one more verse, and that's where she explains why she's dark. Look not upon me because I am black, because the sun had looked upon me. My mother's children were angry with me. They made me the keeper of the vineyards, but my own vineyards have I not kept. This is how it says, this is how the Amplified says it. The Shulamite bride, I am deeply tanned, but lovely. O daughters of Jerusalem, I am dark, like the tents of the Bedouins of Kedar, like the beautiful curtains of Solomon. Do not gaze at me because I am deeply tanned. I have walked in the sun. It has left its mark on me. My mother's sons were angry with me. They made me keeper of the vineyards, but my own vineyard, my complexion, have I not kept. So she says, I haven't taken care of myself because I was enslaved to serve other people. That's what she's saying. But the important point is, she says, don't look at me or don't stare at me and don't judge me because I am dark, because there's beauty inside me. And I remember the Lord started to tell me, he said, the moment you begin to look at yourself as dark but beautiful, the moment you begin to say, I'm not perfect, the moment you begin to look at yourself and say, I'm not going to boast of what I have, I'm going to remember that I'm not perfect. That gives you a proper perspective of yourself. Not like this woman. She's not prettier than me. She's not skinnier than me. She's not more educated than me. So why couldn't it just be me? Why did you go out? Why did you leave what is this beauty and gorgeousness and step out of our marriage to go stay with somebody else? Why? And that's her answer. Her answer is very important.
Is she thinner than me?
We have a lot in common.
So she's not younger than me, she's not skinnier than me, and she's not prettier
She's
than me.
softer than
Then why
you.
couldn't it just be me?
But she's softer than you.
Softer than you. Let me say this. This is going to be explosive. See, in marriage is the only relationship where you lose your identity. Hear me. You will be a big failure in marriage if you are personality minded. I said this also in the book. I said I've been to so many places where the way Christians pair themselves is by figuring out their personality. I am IMNDB. I am MEMINJ. You know, and I'm not criticizing that personality test and the personality categorization. No, I'm not. But what I'm saying is when we become personality conscious, we lose what Christ wants to do. Did God, hear me, did God check personalities when he brought Adam to Eve? Or brought Eve to Adam? And that remains a question to ask and to answer. When you become personality conscious, you lose the exoticness of the covenant of marriage. Marriage becomes a covenant that is not as deep as it should be anymore. It's a simple thing where you find two compatible personalities and wed them. But the exoticness, the one of the genuine miracle of the covenant of marriage is that two people become one. It's not two similar people. It's not two pieces of a pot. No. It's two different people becoming one. That's the miracle of marriage. The second thing I want to talk about this personality thing is this: that when Adam saw Eve, and after he prophesied, he said that for that reason shall a man leave his father's house. And I kept on asking the Lord, hello, who's got to leave the father's house? Is it the father? Is it the man or the woman? It's actually in most places it is the woman. You become one with them. So, but why is he saying it's the man that leaves? Here's why. Because as at the time he was prophesying, and this is very powerful for you to catch, as at the time he was prophesying, we haven't defined who the woman is. We're talking about the man. The man was the creation that God had made. The woman was somebody that was coming in and prophetically was finding her identity as the man brought her in. Now, I don't know how some of you are going to feel about that, because some of you would love to say the man and the woman were made together. No. You need to catch the revelation of just the slight split in time. The man was made in the image of God. That's his personality. The woman was also made in the image of God. That's her personality. But when it comes to the issue of marriage, you drop the personality. The woman came without a personality. The man had to define her as wife. The man loses his personality, which is why he said, so shall a man leave his father and his mother. That's where you lose relationship. If you walk into marriage and you're conscious of your personality, you're conscious of your preferences in life, you're conscious of how you want the babe to look in the morning, you're conscious of how you want your toothpaste to be pressed, you don't like it being squeezed carelessly, you like it squeezed from the end as if you're rolling it up gradually, you don't like the toilet seat. Now if you have those tenacious and temperamental clinging to your personality and preferences, you're going to have clashes in marriage and even in relationships. If you're the type that you like saying, oh, women don't like when men do this, some women don't like alpha men. Hello? Both the man that thinks is alpha and the woman that he's thinking is not alpha, both of you are going to have problems. Or the woman that says, men don't like when women talk like this, men don't like it when women know you're right. And I'm going to say something. I'm going to reveal some big things to you very soon. And so the tendency is this, that both people are coming with this mindset, oh, I have a personality, I'm not bulging, I'm not moving, this is who God has made me. And you see it all the time, I want somebody to love me for who I am. No, nobody's going to love you for who you are. You're only going to be loved for who God has made you.